Welcome back to All Things. This is All Things Relationships Abroad. How can I help you? Yes, we have Queen and Sabrina in the house. Oh, they'll be telling us about their beautiful friendship story.
Your life is your book, and this is my favorite chapter. Ladies and gentlemen, all things relationships abroad.
Ladies, we had a beautiful session last night of getting to know you and your friendship. Now that you know more things about your friendship, and how does it feel?
I think it was great. I really learned a lot of things about her that I wouldn't usually ask her about, right? Just just these things that wouldn't come up in normal conversation. It was interesting. Although I must say that those gin shots, maybe I'm still feeling that today.
Yeah,
we really had so much fun.
I tried not to kill them, but hey, they wanted to be killed.
She started it.
She wanted to kill me.
Wow, let's start from when each one of you came to China. Like, so you came which year, and you can just tell us about a little bit of how you felt when you saw, when you come here, it's like, okay, where's everybody? It's not instant that you get to China and find foreigners and all of that. So how was it when you got here?
Okay, I came to China 2018 in May, but I was in a different city. Yeah, and the first city I was in, like, we didn't really have many foreigners. I didn't even have friends in that city. Yeah, so it was very lovely meeting her and getting close to her, and always having her by my side.
That's another thing I just learned. I didn't actually even realize we came in the same year.
Imagine.
Just
Okay.
different months.
I'd say when I arrived here, it was very difficult in the beginning. I guess I had the whole different idea of what China was going to be like, and after the initial excitement of being here wore off, 2 or 3 months later, I really found myself just being so alone and really so depressed. And I thought, well, either I'm going to push through this and I'm going to stay, or I'm just going to be like everyone else who comes to 3 months and break and go home.
Yeah, because it does get lonely sometimes.
Exactly.
Definitely.
And you've really got to like bunker down and push through that. And I was happy I did, because if I didn't, I wouldn't have met this little Miss Queen over here.
So how long did you spend without each other? Like, when exactly did you meet her? Was it like after 2 months, after a week, or anything?
No, remember, I was in a different city when I got to China. So I was in a different city for 2 years. So I moved to Huayan in 2020. So that was the time we met.
Okay, so can you just tell us about when you were there for 2 years? Did you have any other friends? Did you have people that
I always had my husband as a friend, no one else.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you didn't go out to see other people. You didn't go on WeChat, find some groups and make friends with anyone who was
on
in
WeChat,
the city?
yes, I did have some friends on WeChat, and I did meet some people, but we never really got close.
Okay. So if you'd obviously, it's like you don't even have to compare it, but if you'd compare that friendship with what you have with Sabrina, it's nothing compared to...
Yeah, because it's totally different. Remember, we like on WeChat, like we just chat. We don't even go out often like I do with her. So it's totally different. I can't even compare the two.
Okay.
I'm actually happy that she was in another city for so long, because I kind of feel like if I had met her during that time that I was trying to decide, okay, am I going to break and go home or stay? I think I would have needed her too much, and it would have put too much pressure on our friendship.
So
I'm happy
she has a family.
Exactly. So I'm happy I had the time to kind of push through that and then meet her.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, now let's go to you guys meeting each other. When was this? I remember from last night.
Let me put this crazy pregnant lady on my e-bike.
Okay, because we had the whole chat about when they met and how they met. We're just going to put the video out for you, and this is what they said.
Okay, so I think Queen got a taste for my weirdness the very first time I met her.
What was this?
We were invited to some strange picnic in this park. And I remember going to this picnic, and I'm sitting there at the picnic, bored out of my mind.
And I was new in the city by that time.
She
Where?
was new.
Which city was this?
In Haiyan.
Oh.
She just arrived in the city. So I'm sitting there at the picnic, and I'm bored out of my mind, and I'm scrolling through the people in this group. And all of a sudden I see this photo of this woman that I don't recognize, and I see the name Queen, and I'm thinking, well, I know she was supposed to be here.
Yeah.
So she's not here. Why is she not here? So then, of course, the weird thing that we all do, I stalked her profile, and I saw she's pregnant. So I left the picnic that day, and I'm thinking to myself, you know, I can't deal with this. This poor woman, she's new in a city, she's alone, and on top of all of that, she's pregnant. So I'm going to invite her out, thinking to myself, you know, she's just moved. If things are a little bit difficult, especially being pregnant, and everything's a bit scary, so I thought, okay, I'm going to invite her out for lunch.
So how beautiful is the story? I mean, they didn't know each other, and she was supposed to go out and all of that, and then in the end, they met each other. How did you guys find this?
Very sweet. And weird.
Weird.
Yeah, because just having a random invite, okay, let's go out for lunch. Like,
Who are you?
I tell you what's weird is a woman that is 7 months pregnant going to a stranger's home and getting on the back of their e-bike.
Invited me.
If I'm pregnant, I'm going to think, oh dear Lord, these people are going to human traffic me and my unborn child. You're a woman, haven't you watched serial killer documentaries? Netflix
I
Live.
trusted you that much.
That's what I was about to say.
You know,
actually.
now I'm happy she trusted me, but now we need to teach her. Netflix serial killer documentaries teach us
It's real.
that when you trust people, this is how they steal your unborn baby.
Okay, mommy, are you going to steal my baby?
No, but maybe you'll steal mine when I have one. So I'm not sure.
What made you guys feel like, I want to keep this one? Because we meet people. I mean, it's a big country, different cities, there's people everywhere. Foreigners are always reaching to each other just to make friends because we get lonely. So what made you guys feel like this one is the one that I want to keep?
For me, it's kind of like, I don't know, I like to go through a lot of effort for people. I'm a very sentimental person, and I like to really do a lot of things for other people, and oftentimes that goes unnoticed or unappreciated. But I can honestly say with Queen, whenever I put in extra effort or I do something extra special, she's really receiving of that, and she's very appreciative, and she sends that same kind of attitude back towards me. So as soon as I noticed that, I was like, also she's a little crazy, which is
And you like that.
And with me, it's very difficult for me to just open up. But with her, she was this person, like, she was showing that I really want to. You know, when someone, you want to be friends, but okay, but like the effort that she was putting in, because I love attention.
Oh wow!
And she gave me so much of that. That's how also my husband won me, because he gave me so much attention, and that's the same thing she did. Yeah.
Okay.
And especially during that time, I was pregnant. I didn't have friends, and you know, so I can say she got me at the right time.
Nice.
She came in at the right time. Yeah.
Okay, Sabrina, did you ever receive any calls from her? I mean, I've heard that women who are pregnant are like a headache. Sorry, but did you ever receive any call at night, maybe like, oh friend, oh my god, and emotions, right? They're always emotional and stuff. Did you receive any of those?
I think, you know, they say pregnant women are crazy, but she's always crazy, so maybe there was no difference.
Okay.
I guess I was a sweet preggy then.
She didn't say that.
I didn't get any strange phone calls, but she was definitely more emotional than normal. Very easy to cry, very easily to do this action. Really?
Wow.
Yeah, you should have seen it when we planned her baby shower. I heard her complaining from the elevator already, her poor husband. I hear her coming out the elevator. Something, oh, work this, work that. I'm hungry. She opens the door,
What
takes
time
off
was
the
that?
slippers. It was after work, so it must have been
Yeah,
around 7.
Okay.
Takes off her slippers. Why is this house so dark? Vincent, I'm hungry, I'm tired. Then the lights come on, there's everyone. Then
Wow.
from from sleepy to hungry to happy to crying to happy again. Oh my goodness.
That
So many
actually,
emotions at once.
I actually feel like that says a lot about you, Sabrina, because if you knew her before she was pregnant and you knew that she was an amazing person, and then all this emotions and drama and everything else that was going on while she was pregnant, I would have said that's why you stayed, because you knew that she's a different person.
Yeah, I
from
knew
what
who she was.
Yes,
before.
but you didn't. You just met her as a pregnant woman who had all of this, and you still stayed. That really says a lot about you. Hey, aw, she's sweetheart. Okay, and how are you keeping your friendship? I mean, things happen. We're in China. We have jobs. We move to different cities. Well, she hasn't. Her in her school.
Like this.
But yeah, like this. But Queen, you have changed jobs, right?
Yes.
So how are you keeping your relationship with Sabrina? I mean, you are not in the same city and
Communication is
stuff.
the key.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
As busy as we do get ourselves to be busy, but we do communicate a lot, and I think it's very important. Not out of sight, out of mind. No.
Yeah, every now and then you'll get those
do
little
that.
messages. Hey, how are you? I haven't heard from you in a while.
Yeah.
Just checking in.
Mhm.
How's everything going? Or it sounds so cliche, but like a funny meme maybe. Or
Yeah.
And sometimes she'll
Yeah.
be busy. I'll send a message and she'll respond 3 days later.
3 to
know,
5
okay,
working days.
she didn't respond. I'm like, I know. She will miss me and she will text back.
Mm.
Then she's like, oh, darling, sorry, I didn't miss. I'm like, no, don't worry. I knew you were gonna miss me and
And
just
come
want to
back.
back.
Okay, that's a very beautiful way of seeing it, because some people would think that, okay, so what is going on? Are you only talking to me when you have time or anything
Yeah,
like that?
exactly.
Mm.
You need that understanding.
Exactly. Yeah, because some people get angry, right? Like, oh, I sent you a message, you didn't respond, or I texted you 2 days ago, you didn't respond, you don't have my time, or maybe because I left the city, so you don't have my time,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
you were close to me because I was in the city, this, that, but no, it's nothing like that. I guess we understand each other to that level.
Yeah, you can't add that pressure onto the friendship
Yeah.
because the moment you add that pressure, if I see my phone and I see Queen's messages, then I get busy because life happens, right?
Yeah.
And then if she was the type of person to say, oh, why didn't you answer me? Then what happens is a few days later, oh my word, I didn't answer Queen. And then when I want to answer her message, I think, oh no, but if I answer her, she's going to be angry with me. So let me just not answer her.
Okay.
And a few days back when she was coming to my house, she was like, oh my goodness, I miss you so much. Oh, I feel so nervous. Oh, I feel like I'm gonna cry when I see you.
Oh, that is so sweet. That is
it was
really,
very
really
sweet.
sweet.
Oh my goodness, I think I'm gonna cry when I see you.
That's so
But then I
sweet.
waited outside for her for 10 minutes, so my emotions were under control.
It was all gone.
When you hugged me,
It
she didn't even
vanished.
want to let go of me.
Aww, that is really, really cute. So would you guys describe your friendship as a family type of thing? Because I mean, we're far away from home, right? So the friends you meet here eventually become your family. I mean, by choice, of course. Would you describe it as a family?
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
I'd say so. There's nothing that I feel uncomfortable with. I know whatever is in her home is mine. Whatever is in my home is hers. I can come to her whenever I need anything. It's
I
always-
remember after giving birth, she was like, sometimes some parents after giving birth they forget about themselves. They focus so much on the baby.
Yes.
So you know what?
Yes.
Whenever you and your husband want to go out for a date or something, like, just call me. I will come and take care of the baby. You guys should go and she was the first person to stay at home with my son without us.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
she
was so
stayed at home
scared.
and we went out. We had a very good time, and we're not even worried. Like, oh, we rushed home.
Of course.
No.
I was just so scared for her because so many times, I've seen the story 100 times over. It's you become a mother and you forget. You're not only a mother, you're also a wife, and you're also your own individual person. And I didn't want that to happen to her. So
That is so sweet.
Yes.
I swear you're lucky.
That
It's
was very
very
sweet. Like, okay, it's something that obviously I had in mind, but like I didn't think of it to that extent. Like, okay, let me ask her to do this.
Yes,
So
you
by
think
the
of a
time she
nanny.
mentioned it, I was like, oh my goodness.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah.
Okay, and does our son like you? Does he like
Oh my
crazy
goodness.
over her?
Oh my goodness. Someone is getting him the best toys more than his mother.
Oh yeah,
From
she's buying the love.
From day one. From day one. Like she's spoiling him too much.
Girl, it's competition, girl. Do you see this competition, girl? you gotta do something about it.
I
Get the
told them
toys.
they drive me crazy.
It's my job.
They drive me crazy, the two of them.
Okay, so are you like a godmother or something?
Of course. What kind of a
Definitely.
question is that?
I want to hear it. What do you?
She definitely is.
That's nice.
No one's coming
And the
near
best
my
one.
godson.
And
Wow.
she's the best godmother.
I'm even watching you.
That's beautiful.
Sometimes I even feel jealous. I feel like my son replaced me.
Oh wow. I do understand. I mean, I know the love, like how you were explaining it right now, like how she takes care of you. And I remember when we had get to know session with Queen, and she was, I think she sent you a video or something, and you were like, who's there? Who's
Oh
who's
yeah.
that? Who's taking my friend away? And she showed me, and I'm like, oh my goodness. I really would love to meet your friend. She's so jealous over you. Like,
She was like, anyone can take Vincent's husband, but no one is taking my bestie.
I know. I was like, wow.
I was saying to her, I was
That's
like,
so cute.
even if someone steals you away from Vincent, that's fine. That's fine. But they
no,
cannot
Bestie.
steal you away from me.
Oh my goodness. Oh, it's really sweet. It's really, really sweet. So, have you guys had a fight? I mean, it's normal. Friends do fight. I mean, whichever way can you understand the person that you're close to better if you don't get to, I mean, to argue maybe about things, or I mean, if it gets to fighting, yes. I mean, have you ever been?
I don't think we've had a full out fight. We've had our small
Yeah.
disagreements every now and then. We'll be like, oh, I want to do this, but I want to do this. Okay, whatever. We'll just do whatever you want. Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
and like
whatever.
I mentioned earlier, communication.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if maybe something is not, or maybe something doesn't sit well with her,
Uh-huh.
she must communicate with me. If
Okay.
something doesn't sit well with me, then I communicate with her. Then in that way we can settle it easily.
There's
And-
no need for screaming and shouting and fighting.
Okay. Okay. You guys really do find it easy for you to communicate with each other, even when something feels uncomfortable. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
definitely. Because if your friend can't tell you the truth, or if your friend always tells you what you want to hear, then no.
Yeah.
So even if something is uncomfortable for her to hear, she's
Yeah.
definitely going to hear it.
Yeah,
She's
exactly.
As
Yeah.
long as it's the truth and
honesty.
Yeah, you have to rely on your friends to tell you
Yeah.
the truth, right?
Yeah.
Not to sugarcoat everything, otherwise you have no one who you can really rely
Yeah.
on.
so,
So-
communication.
Being a foreigner in China, I mean, there's so many people, and we get to find new jobs, go to new cities. I mean, it's easy. It's something that we feel is easy. Would you advise people to hang on the friendship that they have? I mean, sometimes I feel like it's like, oh, okay, you being like that, I'm just gonna go my way, you just go your way. But then people are not the same, right? You can meet someone and you guys have conflict or anything that happens. So should they just let it go, or you would advise them, if they see that it's worth something, maybe fight for it, stay, understand each other, communicate?
You have to look for what's there, really. I mean, you have to kind of pick your battles, right? Like, of course, there's things about Queen that drive me up the pawpaw tree, and there's things about me that drive Queen up the pawpaw tree.
Yeah.
But you have to just choose who's worth it and who's not. What is this person adding to my life? If they're adding value, then then stick around. Don't just write people off because of small things, because people could just write you off just as easily, right? So you've got to just see who's worth it and who's not, and who's bringing more peace than chaos to your life, and stick with it.
And if your friend decide to be distant with you because you left the city, or maybe because you found a job far away from them, then that means it was not real from the first place. I mean, if you can support something that is good for me, that means you are not good for me.
Yeah.
And that
That's
means
true.
this friendship is not good for me. Because even before I left the city, she was supposed to leave. And like we spoke about it so many times, like we're sharing ideas, sharing advices and all that. But unfortunately, she didn't leave. She still stayed and I left. But everything is still the same.
Okay.
Though we miss each other so much, but...
Queen, do
Yes.
you? Because you are married, obviously, so she doesn't have much to say, because you already chose and you are chosen and you are happy. You're a happy woman. Yes.
Period.
Yes. Period. So, do you choose for Sabrina, or not maybe necessarily say choose, but do you have a say in who Sabrina decides to date, or like if she's telling you that she's meeting someone or she met someone, I'm getting to know someone, or anything like that? Do you help her in choosing, or like?
Well, not to choose, but I do cross-question her.
Yeah, okay. Uh-huh.
I cross-question her, okay, no problem. Make sure you get to know this person very, very well before you decide anything. And anything that makes her happy, I'm here to support her. My happiness is my happiness. I even said it earlier on, like, okay, are you okay? It's like, yes, I'm okay. Why? Like, because I want to make sure you're okay. Because if you're okay, I'm okay. If you're not okay, I'm not okay.
Yeah.
So if she's happy, I'm happy, and I'm here to support her.
Okay. Yeah. So she's never said, girl, no, not that one. No, girl.
No, she always just adds in a casual undertone of,
And you know what that means.
Yeah. Or she'll say, when I meet someone new, who are they? So I tell her, okay, where did they come from? What do they do? Let me see the photo. And then when she has all the basic information, then she'll be like, oh, okay. Or she'll be like,
Okay.
But yeah, I will press question, like, I want
of
all
course,
the information.
of course.
I want to know. And as soon as you made up my mind, like, okay, I'm going with this one, I want to know.
Why this one?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you appreciate that with her, or do you sometimes feel like, oh girl, come on, just
No, I'm very much the type of person who I don't know, I feel like I watch way too many Netflix documentaries.
Okay.
But I always want the people that are closest to me to know exactly what's happening in my life, in my mind, in my personal life, in my work life. And I want them to ask as well, because it kind of makes me feel safe. It makes me feel secure.
Yes.
It's like I was saying, the double check. Yes, maybe I'm seeing the situation and I think everything's fine, but the outside perspective looking in, maybe they've seen a red flag that I've missed. Or maybe I'm just seeing red flags and they see something that's worthwhile, and they can say to me, hang on a minute, like, why don't you just take another look at this?
Yeah.
So I really appreciate it.
And another thing, it may be because when we met, she was in a relationship, right? And she got engaged. So we didn't really have much experience of her trying to date many different people, or her being single for a long time and all that. So maybe it's still coming. Maybe I'll still lecture her. Maybe I'll still tell her, no, not this one. No.
Wow.
Maybe it's still coming.
You never know.
Yes.
Swipe, you never know. Next.
Maybe it's still coming.
Okay. So what do you guys think? Like, I want to know, like, each opinion of you. What do you think of if someone, like your friend meets someone and they are maybe not sure of them, and they get you to meet them before they date or before they make whatever is going on official? What do you think of that? And then they decide on what you have said.
I think you've got to be quite careful with doing something like that, because as much as your friend can get to know the person, even if your friend meets them, they don't really know, they'll never know them on the same level that you do.
Yeah.
And as much as you communicate with your friend, they'll never truly know your own emotions from your own perspective.
Yeah.
Doing something like that is valuable, of course, because it can kind of be like, oh, I'm unsure of this person. I'm unsure. Am I overthinking it? Like this specific characteristic. Am I overthinking it? If I'm not sure, let you meet them and tell me if you see the same thing. If you see the same thing, then okay, I'll make the decision myself to end it because you see the same negative aspect that I see.
Yeah.
Or okay, I'm not sure if I should continue. You don't see this negative aspect, and you know me well enough to think maybe I'm overthinking. So let me hold off and give it another chance.
Yeah.
And since you are the one who's going to be in that relationship, you are the one to make a final decision. Don't make the final decision based on what I said.
Exactly.
But what I said, you can just take it as, okay, I'll
take it into consideration.
Red flags, I'll look at this, I'll be watching this. But it's good to always make your final decision. So that if things go the wrong way, you say, but it's because of you.
Exactly.
I did this because you said this.
You
I
said
did this
that.
because you said this.
Yeah.
It puts too much pressure on the friendship.
But it's good to make your own decision so that if it goes, I'm like, I told you.
Yes.
I've heard that.
Told you so. What are the red flags for you if you met Queen or if you met Sabrina? The red flag that you could have seen and be like, girl, deuces. Before you thought of this friendship, like let's make it official, let's be friends, let's be family, and all of that?
I would say the moment someone is possessive, with like I
She
say
likes
with
that word.
Queen. Yeah, that's one of my favorite. Like I say with Queen, there's no, if I forget to reply or if I'm busy, there's no, hey, where were you? What were you doing? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? And of course, like I'll tease her, like, hey, who are you replacing me with? But it's
Yes.
never kind of, you are only mine. You are only
Oh.
my friend.
Mhm.
That I don't appreciate. And also just be honest with me. If you don't want to do something, just tell me you
Say
don't want to do
it.
something. And in my books, not wanting to do something is a good enough reason to not do it.
Yes.
So just be honest with me, just be open with me, and don't try and be like, my precious, my friend.
Yes. Don't move. Don't go anywhere.
And it's also good to know that and to accept that your friend is allowed to have other friends, as long as you know your place in your friend's life, right? Not to be like, oh, now she's friends with Nikki. Oh, then you started to give me attitude.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. Okay.
that's a red flag.
Okay. Deuces, run away.
Bye.
Yes,
Bye.
your friend is allowed to have other friends.
Okay. Have you ever felt like she has lied to you about anything? Or Sabrina, actually, have you felt like she's Queen?
Oh, yes,
Yes.
yes.
Okay.
So this is
So we should just
this is the story. This is the story. Last summer vacation we had a plan to have a couple's trip to Sanya.
Yes.
But because of the restrictions and everything, our flights got cancelled, the hotels they closed and everything was cancelled. She decided they are leaving without telling me.
Oh,
She
yeah.
only told me when she was on her way to the airport. I was
Oh.
actually angry about that. But
It was such a decision.
Instant,
Yeah, we were sitting having dinner and we decided, well, we have extra money lying around the house. We cancelled this trip. We didn't go. And then I thought, you know what? It was a Wednesday. We booked our tickets on a Thursday and we left on the Friday. So it was like 1, 2, 3, bam. Then suddenly when I got to Sanya, I realized,
I didn't tell Queen I'm leaving. Imagine, and we were supposed to live together.
Oh,
It's like,
man.
but also in the back of my mind, I guess, I don't want to say I did it on purpose, but on a subconscious level, I think to a certain extent I did. Because I kind of felt like there's no way.
It was too quick.
There was no way she would be able to organize a babysitter and talk to Vincent and get everything done. And it would have been so much pressure on her so quickly.
Yeah.
And then she would have really felt panicked, like, oh, we were supposed to do this together. Now I need to get everything sorted. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. So,
I get you.
but I was angry about that.
yeah, I would have been too.
You guys communicated about it. You did talk.
No, yeah, we did. We did. And I think a week later, was it a week later? I think it was a week later then I went also. But the plan was to do it together. Because we were actually planning her engagement. You know, yes, that was the time she got engaged. But the thing is, because like the flight got cancelled and everything, so we had to stop it. But then
I guess it's also
But
kind of my
decided and
ex-fiance's fault, right? Because he also knew what was happening.
yeah, and then
I
she-
didn't
he
know that it
pushed
was this
it,
big
he pushed
important
it.
thing.
Actually, yeah.
So from her
And I
perspective,
was
I
sad
can
that
see.
she got engaged, and I was supposed to be there when it happened. I was
Oh
not there.
man, that big moment, like
So-
holding your bestest hand, like girl.
Exactly. So from her perspective, I can understand getting really upset about that, right? Because
Yeah.
she knew that this trip was so much more than it
Yes.
actually was.
Yeah.
And me just thinking, oh, I don't want her to feel pressured. Okay, let's just go. And
So
she's
she
sitting there
had no
at home
idea
like,
what was going on.
Yeah. Okay. So have you felt like? Do you think that she has ever lied to you about anything?
Think deep. Think deep.
Oh, she knows. Actually, I feel like she knows that she has. What did she say?
No.
I remember one time,
Mm-hmm.
it was a small lie, but it did irritate me. And actually, we haven't spoken about this.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Because I thought it's something.
Okay. Thanks to all things relationships.
Yes. Otherwise, I wouldn't know.
I thought it's something so small and so stupid. It's not even like worth it. You know, you
Yeah.
pick your battles.
Yeah,
right?
of course, of course.
So, this one was moving to a different city, right? And she called me to come and help her pack. And she told me she wasn't going to be home, right? She knows what she's done. She told me she wasn't going to be home, right? Then I show up to the house thinking, okay, I'm prepared. I've got my headphones, I've got everything, I'm ready. Let's do this, let's pack, let's go.
Yeah.
So I walk into the house, there she's standing, right? My first thought, oh my goodness, it's a surprise. We're gonna sit and practice together.
with me.
She went and did her nails and her eyebrows and left me to pack the house.
But I'm going to be very honest with you. Because I just moved to the city. They told me I can't leave.
I don't believe it.
They told me I can't leave. I think we all know how our schools will say, like, no, you're not allowed to travel to a different city. So that's what my boss told me.
Okay.
And I also told her, like, during the week, like, okay, this is what they said. But then, at the end of the day, I just decided to
Just go.
Oh,
Yeah.
makes sense.
I remember that
But
moment.
I didn't tell her that I was
Yeah.
coming. I didn't tell her.
So for that moment, it wasn't even the fact that like, oh, she's here and it's a surprise she didn't tell me. It was like, oh my goodness, she's here.
Yeah,
Oh, bye.
Bye. Like, just like that.
But when I was
Wow.
sitting there packing the kitchen, I remember thinking to myself, you know what? This is not one of the things that I'm going to be annoyed about for a long time because it's going to be a funny story, right? And now it's a funny story.
Yeah, definitely is.
But I remember the first box I packed, I was like,
I'm doing this all alone.
those nails are going to break in 1 minute.
Oh man. Do you guys have anything that you would love to say to each other?
I would just say thank you.
Aww.
Just that simple.
Making me
Just for for everything and for bringing out things in me that I didn't know were there.
Yes, you can. She's
You can use
acting.
this fluffy fluff. This one, this extra one. You can
Wow, it's
Oh
the
my
first,
God, but
first
this is my
expensive,
makeup.
girl. Expensive.
Okay, so you were saying?
I'm done. Now it's your turn. Pressure's on, baby.
She was busy crying.
Yes, because
Acting to be
it's because I
quiet.
didn't have everything. So thank you for
No,
all.
just thank you for always being there and bringing out some things in me. Like you taught me my inner feisty.
Yes, 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 girl.
And also for not taking my rubbish. Huh? Sometimes you put me in my place. I can be a bit over the top, a bit OCD, a bit like sometimes. And Queen is just like, hey, listen, yeah, I'm not gonna deal with this.
Chill, girl.
You
Chill.
need to take a step back. Take off those high heels, put on your sneakers, and remember what's happening.
Okay. Queen.
Under pressure.
I would say I love you.
Aww. That's sweet.
Yeah.
That's really sweet. Okay, now do you have anything that you'd love to leave for our viewers? I mean, about friendship, maybe how they can get it working, how to be patient with each other because we are old, we've got things to do, and we can't.
Exactly.
Yeah, we
Exactly.
are. We are.
You're not? Are you a key?
Look at that girl, you're grown to woman. Yes, anything.
I would say, yeah, like you say, we are grown and try and understand each other. Like understand each other and communicate.
Communication.
I would say, just remember, you know, sometimes life happens and you just need to be understanding of your friend in that moment. And just remember, no one's perfect, but just pick your people and decide who's worth it and who's not.
Yeah, the same way you put effort into your relationship, friendship does need that kind of effort too.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
It's a
good
two-way
one.
street.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah. And maybe even more because, hey,
Yeah.
they are family.
You keep that fire
Exactly.
alive and just see how sweet your friendship
Relationships
will be.
come and go, but friends are forever, right?
They're forever.
Yeah.
They're the friends, I mean, your family that you choose.
Yes, friends are
Exactly.
forever.
Now I'm jealous.
It's okay, we'll get
Oh, I got it. Okay, this is it for us for today. Thank you so much, ladies, for coming.
It was
Had a
fun.
great
Thank
time.
Thank you so much for watching All Things Relationships Abroad with Nikita Kamane. Please do subscribe, like, and don't forget to comment because we love to know your own views and keeping you engaged. If you believe you have a story that you'd love to share, please do send us a WhatsApp text or an email because anyone can tell your story, but no one can tell it like you can. Until next time, All Things Relationships Abroad.